following wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation.
Everybody, we're in the birthplace of the Beatles, Liverpool, UK, for the season premiere, the 29th season of our Rwl Sn Rl. Welcome aboard, fans. Glad you can make it. I'm Wally Cargill, and with me are Johnny Bianco and General Manager Hangman Tex Lynch.
Howdy.
We're just a few days removed from the Labor Day Slam-a-thon, and squarely on the road to Memphis in December for the year-ending Memphis Million Supercard. But tonight, gang, the excitement not only picks up, but it could even double in some cases.
August was definitely a month of highlights and crash-outs, and we go into September expecting things to intensify once again between now and the Memphis Million. With that in mind, tonight's card will probably light the fuse to an upcoming explosion in December around Christmas time.
Yes, it will, guys, but moving right along, tonight's opening contest, it's 6, with Too Short Papa Scott Bell set to lock it up one-on-one with the Greek hustler of Team Euro, Ari Alexandros.
He certainly earned his Team Euro stripes at the Labor Day Slam-a-thon.
He sure as hell did, folks. Buck Morton couldn't be here tonight, so filling in on his behalf, we've got Tim Curry back. Actual name, Reginald Denny.
Good evening, Liverpool, and welcome to a Rwl Sn Rl. Tonight's first match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Too Short Papa, Scott Bell. Here's My Apologies, fans, accompanied by Welfare Papa Scott Bell from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 226 pounds.
Welfare Papa. Oh, he's got an extra $20 in his pay envelope.
Please, Hangman, don't hurt him. Too Short's just thumbing his nose at authority like always. He knows that Hole and W will gimmick his band as fun, but here he is willing to pay the fines. Where's he getting the money when he supposedly hasn't got to nickels to rub together? Tex, are you sure his grant went to Gene Barry of Southwestern Region?
Absolutely positive. Gene Barry's getting every dime that Scott Bell was supposed to get.
And he may be cash poor, but he's not destitute.
And his opponent, representing Gene Barry, from Parnassus, Greece, weighing 262 pounds, is the Greek hustler of Alexandros.
You guys forget, Scott Bell still controls 10% of the company stock. It's the only reason his father can't get rid of him short of hiring a hitman.
On to hell with Too Short. Let's talk Ari Alexandros, the Greek hustler, and boy did he ever earn his Team Euro membership in a rip of a hurry. The jacket is new. It's a gift from Sir Reggie Smythe for a job well done at Labor Day Slam-a-thon, emblazoned with the new Team Euro logo designed by Belescu himself. Alexandros assisted well, and Tiber Belescu picked up the win over the toxic table. So, Ari Alexandros is now a 100% bona fide member of Team Euro. And hey, his singles record is undefeated to date. So let's see if 6 o'clock X-Pac can hand the Greek hustler his first loss. But I wouldn't bank on it.
I wouldn't either, but oppa, it is definitely party time with the Greek hustler Ari Alexandros in the house. He has made quite an impact in just a few weeks he's been around.
Ari is still riding the cred and clout he earned beating Karrion Kross in his debut match a few weeks back. Nice to see him back in singles action.
Alright, well, let's see what happens in this latest outing with the Greek hustler as he faces 6X whatever the hell Pac, whatever he is. Alright, well, the referee rings the bell and here we go. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Ari Flips Six to the corner. Nice counter from Hari Alexandros. Rebounds off the ropes. And whoa! That was cute. Baseball slid and just took Six with him. Six, X-Pac. You gotta wonder if Scott has to pay him each time he uses a different name. It's like having two wrestlers in one guy. Six locks up Ari, whips him to the corner. Nice monkey toss from Six. Six with a series of shots right to the face of the Greek Hustler. There's a drop kick to the back of the head. Oh, too short. Oh, man. Well, he actually took off his hat and his glasses. You hardly ever see that happen. There's a kick from X-Pac, a spin kick, take down Ari. Oh, really? The Karate Kid thing? Come on, man. We're grown here. Six with a kick to the chest. Ari Alexandros follows that up with a kick to the back. Too short, Popeye. There we go. Right away, undoing the turnbuckle. Him and George the Animal Steel just can't leave them turnbuckles alone. Russian leg sweep from Six. Six follows that up with a kick to the back. Hari Alexandros in some trouble here. Six with the cover one, but only just one. Ari getting up that left shoulder. Six delivers a kick. There's another one while the referee's fixing the turnbuckle. Six rounds up Ari Alexandros into an abdominal stretch. Wearing him down. Oh, look at that. There's that, what Gordon Soley used to call a high hip toss from Ari Alexandros, who goes topside here. And whoa, man, high risk maneuver right in front of Too Short. He thought he was going to catch it. Six driven into the barricades. Ari Alexandros with the snap suplex on the outside. The referee trying to get everybody back inside. Good luck with that project. Look at this. There's that headstand headlock that Ari Alexandros likes to do. Got some gymnastics experience as well, so I suppose that helps with the wrestling. Six driven into the ring steps. Ari Alexandros rounds up Six by the scruff of the neck, gets him back inside the ring. Here we go. Order's restored once again. The Greek Hustler drives the knees into the leg of Six. And Scott Bell has introduced a kendo stick into the mix. He's hoping it don't get used. Nope. Eagle-eyed referee getting that out of there. Six with elbows to the midsection of Ari Alexandros. Alexandros whipped to the ropes by Six. Nice spinning arm drag. Six moves in, slams Ari Alexandros down by his head to the canvas. Hard Rod spins him around. There's a drop kick. Six is absolutely relentless right about now. Here's a charge. There's a forearm right to the face of the Greek Hustler. Six looking supremely confident at the moment. There's an elbow that takes Ari Alexandros down again. There's a clubbing right from Six. A chop, a couple of rights, and a drop kick. And Ari Alexandros starting to not mount any offense here. And again, there's the high hip toss from Ari Alexandros. The Greek Hustler delivers a kick to the leg. Trying to turn this thing around after Six has had control of the match for a while. Whip to the outside apron. Ari with the right, gonna follow out Six to the apron. Has him up, slams him down on the lip of the apron to the outside. Ari Alexandros winds up the arm as the referee starts the count. There's a stomp to the shoulder of Six. Back into the headstand headlock. Ari Alexandros, the Greek Hustler, doing a little bit of showing off, representing his Team Euro mates, Sir Reggie Smythe and the Hungarian Hurricane Tibor Bolescu. Six struggles back to his feet, Jumping elbow from Ari Alexandros takes 6 down. Clubbing overhand right. Alexandros catches a counter from X-Pac. 6, whatever. Whip to the ropes. 6 ducks under. Another spinning arm drag. Misses with the swing right there. Ari Alexandros gets a hold of him too short, undoing the turnbuckle again, and well, you just screwed yourself, didn't you, Scott? Poor welfare Popeye. Ari Alexandros opens up with a couple of shots. Whip 6 into the steel, exposed turnbuckle. A little bit of bitty bomb there. Opa. From the Greek Hustler. And one more time, in case the fans missed it, the headstand headlock from Ari Alexandros. And 6. Now starting to look like he's not doing as good as he was before. Ari Alexandros winds up the arm and snaps it. Ari covers and hooks the leg here. 1, 2. Well now. 6. With that ring awareness, reached out for the bottom rope, and again that eagle-eyed ref caught it. Ari Alexandros goes back in. One more time with that headstand headlock. He really loves that move, doesn't he? 6 rolls to the outside looking for a break. Ain't gonna get one. Goes after Ari Alexandros, rolls him back inside the ring. 6 moves in on Ari. They lock it up, collar and elbow. 6 whip to the ropes. Ari Alexandros with a little do the hustle and into a neck breaker. Alexandros covers, but the referee distracted by the turnbuckle yet again by Too Short Popeye Scott Bell. Nice going, Scott. Yeah, but oh man, 6 got toasted on that steel. Ari Alexandros rounds up 6. Sets him up. Oh man, nice little package right there. Would have been a nice pin if he'd stuck with it. The Greek Hustler stalking 6 here. Oh man, here we go. Oh, look at this. 6 quickly countered, but Ari Alexandros has him up in a torture rack. The referee monitoring the possible submission. Oh, he's really leaning into it too. He lets the hold go. 6 down to the canvas again. Ari Alexandros locks up the legs. Stretching the hell out of the legs on 6. And his knee is done. There's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. And you can wrap this one up and take it on home. The Greek Hustler picks up the win by pinfall.
The time was 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Ari Alexandros.
Talk about wow, guys. It seems like every time we see the Greek Hustler, Ari Alexandros, he just gets a little bit better each time. Well, it's always great to see 6 or X-Pac or 6-pack or whatever the hell he is get whipped on anyway. Alright folks, that is just the opening contest to a great Snarl card. We'll be back with a whole lot more right after this.
Welcome back to the Snarl season premiere, and joining us in the booth for a while, Joyce Grable Memorial Champ and Snarl Women's Champion Liberty Bell Danielle. A great win for Team RWL over the future Endeavor, but as usual, the physical costs are pretty big, I suppose.
Definitely, Wally. This fall from the top of the cage right here, I look like I recovered. Okay, but every injury I got in the cell match with Jody in March reminded me that it happened. Plus, I've been training harder since losing the women's tag titles. I think they're ready with the clip now.
Training footage. So tell us what we're looking at here, Danielle.
Well, that's me, working with Babs Beckwith. This was shot after we lost the tag titles, but before War Games. Since Sister Golden Hair is wrestling Babs again tonight, I thought we'd have a look. What I learned is Babs isn't afraid to take chances, and while she's got a lot of endurance, she can be worn down. I practice the submission moves a lot. I'm really trying to get better since that loss on Snarl last week.
You know, Danielle, the fans stand by you no matter what, and some of them feel you're maybe taking the loss to power and beauty, maybe a little too much to heart. RWL fans still support both you and American Powers.
Doesn't wash Wally. Hattie Powers didn't cost American Powers the titles or our status. Danielle Heathcote did that, and I'm gonna do better, and maybe be good enough again.
I've tried explaining it. There's just no reasoning with this young lady. All right, up next, Sister Goldenhair, returning tonight in singles competition in a return match with Babs, Beckney, and Beckwith.
The following ladies' match is set for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by MJ from team. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, she's Sister Goldenhair.
Well, instead of telling you nice folks what I actually know, I'm going to read what I've got in front of me. Sister Goldenhair, extremely popular with RWL fans since she made her debut several weeks ago, and she is here 1-1 tonight, ready to lock it up with Beckney and Beckwith, Babs Beckwith again after their first matchup just a few days ago.
She really is getting better techs. I've been training with her too, and I'm helping her break a few bad habits, like undoing the turnbuckles. I've had to explain that not everyone does that, but I'm sure she's capable of handling Babs again, maybe even better this time.
Her opponent from the San Fernando Valley, California, Bethany and Beckwith, Babs Beckwith.
The gal who was the voice of our WL magazine for almost a year, the veteran wrestler formerly known as Babs Stretch, Bethany and Beckwith, now using her actual given name, which she probably should have been doing from go. Babs Beckwith comes back tonight, invoking the rematch clause in the original match contract against Sister Goldenhair and shopping for some possible payback. Danielle, you've trained with both of them. Which is the tougher opponent, really?
Sucks to have to say it, but truthfully, it's Babs by a mile. She's just way more experienced than Sister G. But who won their first match against each other? You guys. No reason to think she couldn't do it again?
Well, whoa, damn. Could somebody please stop with the flashing lights? That is so unnecessary. Because damn, Babs Beckwith out here trying to give people seizures. Oh, wow. Let's not do that again. Man, my eyes. All right, the referee rings the bell. Here we go. The ladies come center ring. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Beckney and Beckwith. Whip Sister Goldenhair to the corner. Winds up, hung up in the tree of woe. Babs catches a kick from Sister Goldenhair. And a couple of driving knees into the midsection of Babs Beckwith. Babs catches another stomp. Look at this. Tried for the handstand knee crush, but didn't get it. Babs Beckwith just a step too fast. Babs whips Goldenhair to the far left corner. Goldenhair counters with an elbow, gets a hold of Babs Beckwith, takes her down to the canvas, drop toe hold, right in front of MJ Ferrantino. Sister Goldenhair rebounds off the ropes, flying punch to Babs Beckwith. Babs Beckwith rounded up. Oh, slam face first to the canvas. Sister Goldenhair seems to be performing quite a bit better this week than she did last time. She is stretching the legs on Babs Beckwith. Beckwith still on the canvas as Sister Goldenhair makes her way to the top turnbuckle. Babs Beckwith finally gets to a standing position here. Here we go. Beautiful crossbody from Sister Goldenhair. Here's a cover. One. Almost a two. Referee says it's a one. Sister Goldenhair locked up, whipped to the ropes by Babs Beckwith. There's a kick and a spin kick. Two kicks in one from Beckney and Beckwith. Sister Goldenhair slams her down. There's the handstand. The knees, and well, now Sister Goldenhair doing quite a bit of showing off right there. Babs Beckwith rolls to the outside. Sister Goldenhair makes a beeline for her. Gets a hold of her. German release suplex to Babs Beckwith. Sister Golden Hair. Ew. Oh, well. It's into the ring post time with the title on the line. You can play it anytime, even if you're 99. Into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time. Oh, well, I kind of had to do that. Sorry about that. Babs Beckwith gets a hold of Sister Golden Hair, has her by the scruff of the neck, trying to get her into the ring, but she's not willing to go. She's resisting. Elbows to the midsection from Sister Golden Hair. Golden Hair rolls herself back into the ring. Babs Beckwith taking the long way home, taking her time about getting back in there, but she eventually does. Rebound off the ropes, flying punch from Sister Golden Hair. Golden Hair moves in on Babs Beckwith. Beautiful suplex. Whoa, man, she went sailing. Sister Golden Hair all the way up on the top. That's quite a reach. I don't know if she's going to make it. Here we go. Whoa! Babs Beckwith caught her. I don't believe... Oh, and a scoop slam for a good measure. Babs Beckwith still got it. Off the ropes. Fails to connect with that move, however. Sister Golden Hair catches a series of shots, including a spinning back fist from Babs Beckwith. And here's a sleeper hold. Hell, this could be bad for Sister Golden Hair. Golden Hair counters with a jawjacker. Backs off Babs Beckwith. They lock it up. Babs whipped to the ropes. Golden Hair takes her down with a pretty ungainly shot, but it got the job done. Babs counters with a forearm. Golden Hair whipped to the ropes. A kick to the gut and a spin kick to the back of the head from Babs Beckwith. Sister Golden Hair in the corner. Babs Beckwith drives the knee into the midsection of Sister Golden Hair. Rebounds off the middle rope. Fails to connect with the crossbody. Sister Golden Hair quickly out of the way on that one. Takes down Babs Beckwith. Double boot stomp to the gut for Babs Beckwith. Babs getting her arm stretched by Sister Golden Hair. Sister Golden Hair currently in control of Becky Ann Beckwith. Babs going for another German suplex ride at the hands of Sister Golden Hair. Here's another cover. 1, 2. Again, only a 2. A near fall in this rematch between Becky Ann Beckwith and Sister Golden Hair. Sister Golden Hair just laying in the punches to the back on Babs Beckwith. Babs catches a clothesline, followed up with a second one. Puts on the brakes and sweeps the leg on Babs Beckwith, and down goes Babs. Here's a quick cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. Another 2 count near fall for Sister Golden Hair, but she is fired up and the Liverpool crowd is definitely liking her. Well, not surprising she's got that kind of look. Babs Beckwith caught up and whipped to the ropes, puts on the brakes, comes back, delivers a clothesline, follows it up with a second one. Sister Golden Hair gets caught up, gets the leg swept by Babs Beckwith. MJ Ferrantino looking a little bit worried right about now. A series of shots and a backbreaker from Babs Beckwith. And now looks like she's in charge. The tables have definitely turned here. Sister Golden Hair catching a series of shots from Babs Beckwith. Babs Beckwith stalking Sister Golden Hair, rounds her up, drives a knee in, gets a hold of her, has her up, sets up the powerbomb and nails it. Sit out powerbomb to Sister Golden Hair. Babs Beckwith with a series of wrist clutch kicks and a forearm. She swung for the fences on that one. Rebounds off the ropes, fails to connect with the crossbody. Nobody home. Sister Golden Hair with a drop toe hold on Babs Beckwith. Again, quickly turning the tables here. The momentum has shifted back and forth quite a bit here. Man, nice crucifix from Sister Golden Hair. Babs Beckwith rolls to the outside. Here comes Sister Golden Hair again. Lines up the leg. And sets up a submission, stretching the legs on Becky Ann Beckwith on the outside as the referee counts. Never get a submission that way, but she is wearing out Babs Beckwith. Sister Golden Hair strategically going to work on the legs of Babs Beckwith as the referee continues to count. Babs into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time. You got it 2 times today. Don't ask me again now. Sister Golden Hair back in the ring and fired up. Here comes Babs Beckwith, equally fired up. Another crucifix, this time with a pin. 1, 2, and another near fall. Babs Beckwith refusing to give up here. Sister Golden Hair goes back to stretching the arm on Babs Beckwith. What a match this has been so far. Sister Golden Hair mapping it out here. Here she comes. Basement drop kick to the side of the head of Babs Beckwith. Sister Golden Hair takes herself all the way up topside. Here we go. Oh man, that was a beautiful crossbody. Nicely done. Oh. Babs counters with a kick to the head. Gets back up to a standing position. Rounds up Sister Golden Hair. Reversal Russian leg sweep. Slams her face down to the canvas. Goes for the cover and hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh. Well, now Sister Golden Hair has learned in a hurry. Reached out for that bottom rope. Babs Beckwith got to start again. Hard right. Spins around Sister Golden Hair up over the shoulders. And a spike knee right to the head of Sister Golden Hair. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and well, now Babs Beckwith picks up an upset win here.
Here's the time. 8 minutes and 51 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Babs Beckwith.
Rats. I was hoping Sister G would sweep, but it looks like Babs got her payback after all. Well, Sister G starts a new gig tonight for MJ Ferrantino as valet to BQ Stewart, so maybe he can take her mind off this loss. She thinks BQ is easy on the eyes. Tex.
Well, to her, BQ Stewart is easy on the eyes. Big old lumberjack looking fellow looks like he should be on the side of a package of paper towels. Well, tough loss for Sister Golden Hair, but she'll be back. And so will we, with more Rwl Sn Rl right after this.
We are back, and Liberty Bell Danielle is sticking with us for the next match, featuring her occasional tag team helpmate, Brooklyn Von Braun, about to lock up with the dreaded Titania Tatiana.
Can't recall if they've ever met before, but definitely it's going to be a wild one, with Brooklyn Von Braun set to lock up with the Golden Goddess Titania Tatiana.
You already know how I feel about Titania and her little lapdog showbiz. I hope Brooklyn wails on her.
The following ladies' match is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Syracuse, New York, America's hero, Brooklyn Von Braun.
So Tex, I got curious too, so I checked up the records on Titania and Brooklyn. And no, this will be the first time they've ever faced one another in the ring. Despite Titania's pretty long list of victims before, during, and after her run as Women's International Champion, she's feuded with Taylor Hollycombs, Crystal Gabor, and her feud with Susie Nuclear Campbell 2 years ago was so intense. Susie Campbell hasn't come back for the last 2 years. Titania's a bold one, who challenged Jeannie Parker for the women's world title. In only her 3rd week in her WL, Titania has been, and still remains, bad news.
I'd forgotten all about that.
I'd forgotten Susie Campbell too. Seems like she left our WL just about the time I was having my first matches here. Wonder whatever happened to Susie. Nukes?
Nobody knows. She could come back again someday. Not impossible.
And her opponent, from West Hollywood, California, she is the Golden Goddess, Titania Tatiana.
Stand Standing at an imposing 6 feet 2 inches and weighing a cool 200 pounds even, Titania is only second in size and power to Dion the Titaness, who towers even over Titania herself. But where Dion and Titania part ways is the way in which they use their size and powers with Titania, opting for a more vicious and weaponized use of her power. She doesn't try to incapacitate the opponent. She actively tries to inflict as much lasting damage as possible. She prefers her way over Dion's, but the Italian Testarossa wins her matches a lot more often. Brooklyn Von Braun is gonna have to keep the Golden Goddess off her feet and inflict as much damage as she can while she does.
Come on, Brooklyn. I'm counting on you.
I wouldn't count too hard, Danielle. Brooklyn's in there with a she-beast.
She sure as hell is, Johnny. The referee rings the bell. They come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Knee to the midsection from Titania to Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn up over the shoulders of Titania. On 6 feet 3 in the air. Boom. Dropped down like a bad habit was Brooklyn Von Braun. Titania charges a clothesline. Takes her down again, followed up with a knee to the back. Titania slams Brooklyn Von Braun's face into the canvas right against the nose. Titania gets a hold of Brooklyn, has her up over the shoulder, takes a walk with her, hangs her up off the top rope. Brooklyn Von Braun in some big-time trouble here, mounting very little offense.
Titania's given her no chance to even try and fight back. She's got to snap out of it quick.
She better. She's in big-time trouble. Tatiana firmly in control of Brooklyn Von Braun for the first minute of this match. There's another arm snap. Titania follows Brooklyn on out to the floor. Oh, man, getting into it with the front row. Just arrogant as all hell. Taunting the crowd. And that's Titania for you. Tatiana rounds up Brooklyn Von Braun, gouges the face, goes behind on Brooklyn. Quick counter from Brooklyn Von Braun, nicely done. Almost didn't see it happen. Brooklyn Von Braun, rounded up by Titania. Head first into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time, into the ring post time. Oh, well, you've had a lot of that tonight, huh? Titania shoves Brooklyn towards the 11 of the barricades. Big time diving headbutt from the Golden Goddess. More a beast than a goddess. She's like an untamed animal. Tatiana shoved down to the floor by Brooklyn Von Braun, makes her way back inside the ring. Titania taking the long way home here, rolls herself back inside. Brooklyn gets a hold of her, snaps the arm, parlays that into an armbar. Finally gets Brooklyn finally getting Titania off her vertical base where she can't do a lot of damage. And that's a smart move. Titania catches another arm snap from Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn delivers a couple of stomps to the hands and fingers of the Golden Goddess, who's probably wishing she had showbiz at ringside tonight. Brooklyn Von Braun starting to really open up here. Going to work on Titania and has her reeling. Titania whipped to the ropes. Brooklyn Von Braun ducks under. Here she comes. Beautiful hip toss from Brooklyn. Whoa, man, she is fast. Did you see that? Okay. Brooklyn Von Braun up over the shoulders of Tatiana. There's the Samoan drop. As only she can deliver it. There's the cover. One. Just the one. Brooklyn Von Braun. Still with plenty of fuel in the tank. Titania rebounds off the ropes. Diving headbutt. Man, what is her head made of? Brooklyn Von Braun struggles to get to the corner. Titania charges. A butt bump. Booty right to the face. Tatiana goes to work on the legs of Brooklyn Von Braun. Stretching the ligaments. Torturing the muscles. Titania quickly back up on her feet. Brooklyn counters with a kick to the head. Brooklyn Von Braun dribbling the head of Tatiana like a basketball. Oh, man. Brooklyn Von Braun regaining control of this matchup after Titania dominated the first quarter of it, I'd say. Oh, man, Brooklyn really leaning into her work here on Tatiana. Brooklyn again trying to unscrew the head of Tatiana like a bottle cap, slams her down to the canvas. America's hero, Brooklyn Von Braun, is laying in combinations on Tatiana. Titania rounded up. There's a jab. There's a right. And clubbing blow to the chest. And a little bow from Brooklyn Von Braun. The crowd here in Liverpool definitely feeling America's hero. Man. Brooklyn whips Titania to the ropes. Kitchen sink knee to the gut. And Titania rolls out to the floor looking for a break. Good luck trying to get one. Brooklyn fails to connect with a double axe handle. Catches a shot to the midsection from Titania. Brooklyn doesn't miss with that right though. Titania counters with a kick. Rolls herself back inside the ring. Is daring Brooklyn Von Braun to come on back in, and she sure as hell does. They lock it up. Brooklyn head first into the far right turnbuckle. Tatiana yanking on the arm. Moves in on Brooklyn again. Brooklyn quick with the counter. Look at this right here. Brooklyn Von Braun whips Titania to the far left corner. Hard shot to the gut, and Brooklyn gathers her up. Oh, man, that was beautiful. Nicely done by Brooklyn Von Braun. 1, 2. Oh, man, that was close. Tatiana barely just getting the shoulder up. Brooklyn Von Braun sensing victory might be near. She is stalking the Golden Goddess here. And it could be the... Titania counters with an elbow. Clothesline takes Brooklyn Von Braun down to the canvas. I think Titania is a little bit provoked at this point. Titania charges. Running splash to Brooklyn Von Braun. Yeah, she's mad all right. Brooklyn Von Braun rounded up by Titania. Escorted towards the ropes. Tatiana rounds up Brooklyn. Oh, man, just pitched her into the ropes. That was ruthless. Titania smelling blood in the water here. Here we go. Oh, man. Spike thumb right to the throat. Brooklyn's gone. 1, 2, 3. There ain't no coming back from that one. Tatiana wins this matchup by pinfall.
The time was 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Your winner by pinfall, Tatiana.
The Golden Goddess battles back against Brooklyn Von Braun and picks up an upset win in the process. It was that spike thumb to the throat. Brooklyn had been doing really good for herself up until that point, but once Titania laid in that spike, man, that was it. Brooklyn Von Braun picking up a loss here at the hands of Tatiana. We will be back with the Psychedelics right after this.
Non-title tag team competition to close out the first half tonight with Arn and Ole Anderson of a Heenan family in a non-title match against Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Tague, the Psychedelics.
The following non-title tag team match is set for 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Bobby the Brain Hero at a combined weight of 530 pounds, both hailing from Minneapolis, Minnesota, the team of Arn and Ole Anderson.
Hey, you know, guys, those who have been in it say, once a horseman, always a horseman, and that is a truth that applies to these two gentlemen, Arn and Ole Anderson, who have been horsemen as long as folks can remember, and that has never changed. They are going up against the Psychedelics tonight in a non-title matchup, and I don't think these two teams have ever met before.
They haven't. Making this match is another first in a night of firsts here at the Snarl season premiere, and still coming up in the second half, a very special attraction, a return match between TBS TBS Women's Champion Mercedes Moné and AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm. So make sure you're here for that second half. It's gonna be amazing.
Their opponents accompanied by Sylvia Strong. At a combined weight of 477 pounds, they are WL Sn Rl Tag Team Champions, The Freak, and Wild Thing Wayne Tape, the Psychedelics.
The Freak and Wild Thing coming in hot with a win streak as long as your arm, but facing two of the best guys ever to do the thing. As much faith as I have in everyone in the Stronghold, I'm also smart enough to know that Arn and Ole Anderson aren't going to be easy for the Psychedelics to keep down for a 3 count. And you're even less likely to score a tap-out win against these guys. If they win, it won't be no walk in the park.
It most certainly would not, but I have a great deal of faith in the Psychedelics myself. Alright, we got Ole Anderson and the Freak opening up the bidding here in this tag team matchup. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell, and here we go. They lock it up, collar and elbow. Ole Anderson slams the Freak headfirst into the canvas. Goes right into a shoulder claw, wasting absolutely no time. The Andersons, they work fast, they work efficient. There's a kick from Ole Anderson. The Freak back up on his feet. Delivers a quick jab to Ole Anderson, takes him down, and starts pummeling him. Schoolyard bully style. The Freak with a series of headbutts to Ole Anderson. Like 4 of them. Okay. Running clothesline takes Ole down again. Ole Anderson counters with a kick, back up on his feet, gets a hold of the Freak. Hard whip to the ropes. And a hip toss from Ole Anderson. The Freak taken up, but counters with an elbow, comes right back down again. There's a kick to the gut to Ole Anderson. Gets a hold of him, has him up, drives a knee into the midsection. And Ole is down and in trouble as the Freak starts to open up here. Ole counters with some elbows to the midsection. Ole Anderson misses with the jab, but nails him with a kick and a driving knee. The Freak, he's fired up, but Ole Anderson just took out Wild Thing Wayne Tape with a shoulder. Ole coming out after the Freak. Looks like we're playing a little game of tag here, and tag, you're it. The Freak opens up with a series of shots. A spin kick. Ole Anderson is taken down. The referee is already counting. The Freak with another jab, another couple of shots, and another forearm to Ole Anderson. The Freak with another jab, another right. Ole Anderson up against the barricades. And the Freak rounds him up and drops him waist first into the lip of the barricade, and that's some painful stuff. The Freak drives him into the 11. Ole counters with an enziguri. Ole Anderson goes behind on the Freak. Pitches him towards the ring steps, doesn't quite make it. Takes himself back inside. The Freak follows up. Another shoulder to Wild Thing Wayne Tape, taking him out of the equation. Guillotine leg drop from the Freak. Rolls Ole over, goes for the cover and hooks the leg on. Hardly even one. The Freak gonna have to go back to work here. Locks up Ole Anderson, has him up. Scoop slams him dead center ring. Rounds him up again. Over the shoulder this time. Running power slam in the heart of the logo. Wild Thing Wayne Tape not there to get a tag, so the Freak drops the leg from halfway across town. Nicely done. 1, 2. But no dice. Ole Anderson powering out of the pen. The Freak rounds him up by the nose. Gouges the face, delivers a shot to the back. Ole whip to the ropes. There's a kick. There's another. And Ole Anderson, at this point, may want to seriously consider tagging in Arn Anderson. Double A hasn't done anything yet. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tape. Ole Anderson is laid out, and he's about to catch some payback for them shoulder tackles. All the way up. Here we go to Wild Thing. Drops the elbow right across the chest of Ole Anderson. Follows it up with a second one. Told you he was going to retaliate. Ole with a running bulldog. The Wild Thing Wayne Tague. The Wild Thing counters with a shot to the gut. Gets a hold of Ole Anderson. Has him up. Takes a walk with him. Hangs him up off the top rope. Ole Anderson counters with a kick. Gets back up on his feet and finally beating it out of town. Here comes Double A Arn Anderson on the tag. Bobby Heenan watching the whole thing quietly. At least so far. A shoulder tackle from Double A to Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Arn Anderson with a kick to the leg of the Wild Thing. Wild Thing rounded up. Quick counter. Double A backed up by a couple of hard shots from the Wild Thing. A beautiful hip toss. And Wild Thing Wayne Tague takes himself to the middle rope. Fails to connect with the senton. Arn Anderson catches a shot to the gut and a headbutt from the Wild Thing. Wild Thing Wayne Tague going to work on the hands and fingers of Double A Arn Anderson. He now takes himself out, and here comes the Freak again, Sylvia Strong. Definitely watching the boys work. There's a stomp to the gut from the Freak. A stomp to the arm. The Freak quickly covers. One. Oh, man, hardly just a one again. Clubbing overhand right from the Freak. A hard forearm. Now the Freak goes back in with them headbutts one more time. Busted open. Arn Anderson, who scrambles to the corner. Here comes Ole Anderson on the tag. Ole with a running bulldog on the Freak. A snapmare. A grind of the boot into the face by Ole Anderson. The Freak on the outside catches a series of shots from Ole. Capture suplex from Ole Anderson. Arn Anderson is laid out on the outside. Here's a kick to the midsection. The Freak rounded up. Ole Anderson's got him up. Vertical suplex. Ole Anderson moves right back in on the Freak. A couple of hard rights. Gets a hold of him. Gut wrench suplex as the referee continues to count. Ole Anderson finally gets the Freak back inside the ring. Double A starting to slowly gain consciousness again. The Freak counters Ole with some elbows to the gut. Misses with a jab, but gets a hold of Ole. Whips him to the ropes. Fails to connect with the grapple. Rebound off the ropes. Flying crossbody solved that problem right away. The Freak scrambling. And here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague again. The Wild Thing wound up. Ole connects with a clothesline. Goes for a quick cover. One. But the Freak right there to keep the count at one. Ole Anderson rounds up the Wild Thing. Escorts him towards his team's corner, but Wild Thing's resisting. Head first into the buckle. Resistance is futile as here comes Double A Arn Anderson on the tag. Off the middle rope, double axe handle to the arm of the Wild Thing. Wild Thing whips Double A to the ropes, nails him with an elbow. Takes a walk to the corner, tags in the Freak. And the Psychedelics working like the well-oiled machine they are. Double A taken to the corner, dropped head first into the turnbuckle. The Freak rounds up Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson, quick with the counter, takes him down. Double A with a clothesline. Takes a walk to the corner, tags in Ole Anderson. Both teams working real efficiently. There's a kick to the gut and a DDT to the Freak from Ole Anderson. Bobby Heenan loving what he sees right now. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. For the Andersons to pick up a win over the Snarl Tag Team Champions would be a big deal indeed for the Heenan family. Now the Wild Thing on the wrong side of town. Double A tags him with a headlock punch. Ole Anderson inside the ring, threatening Wild Thing Wayne Tague over here. The Wild Thing catches another shoulder from Ole Anderson, and he'll pay for that eventually. The Freak and the Wild Thing looking at like they are at a huge disadvantage at the present time. Arn and Ole Anderson Firmly in control of things at the present time, the referee continues to count as Ole makes his way to the outside. The Freak ducks him, tags him with a jab. Carefully makes his way back inside the ring. Here comes Ole Anderson. Here's a kick from the Freak. Locks up Ole. Hard whip to the ropes. A kick and another, and down goes Ole Anderson. The Freak rounds him up again. A series of elbows to the side of the head for Ole Anderson. The Freak rounds him up. Takes him right back down again. More schoolyard bully pummeling. Like King Kong beating up a dinosaur. Here we go. Wild Thing Wayne Tate comes in on the tag. Ole Anderson looking like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Wild Thing rounds him up. A chop, a right, a kick. Up over the shoulder into a scoop slam from Wild Thing Wayne Tate. Followed up with a stomp to the head, but Ole Anderson counters with a good couple of shots. Tags the Wild Thing with a right, and down he goes. A snap of the leg from Ole Anderson. And now into a blatant choke. The Andersons have lost all patience with the Psychedelics, it looks like. Arn Anderson brought in on the tag. Charges, fails to connect, catches a right from the Wild Thing instead. And the Wild Thing, once again, going back to stomping the hands and fingers of his opponents. This time it's Double A. And I'm telling you, getting your hands stomped like that hurts. Double A whips the Wild Thing into Walt Rothburn. A hard right takes the Wild Thing down. Wild Thing counters, gets back up on his feet again. Gets a hold, but oh man, Double A counters one more time. Another whip into the ropes for the Wild Thing. And Arn Anderson gonna bring him out of the corner with an alley-oop. Wild Thing back up on his feet. Oh man. Elbows to the midsection for Double A. And a hard clothesline. Over the top rope and out onto the floor went Ole Anderson as the Freak comes in on the tag. The Freak playing a little musical chairs with Double A. He's got him up over the shoulder. Slams him right back down again, and here's a cover on the hook of the leg. 1, 2. Ole Anderson saves the match for his team. Wild Thing Wayne Tate eyeballing him. The Freak delivers a crossbody across the back of Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson counter slams the Freak into the canvas. Arn Anderson with a grip on the Freak takes him towards his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. The Freak counters, catches a cheap shot from Ole Anderson. Arn Anderson goes behind, nails the Freak with a shot, whips him to the ropes, hip toss, and down goes the Freak again. There's another stomp to the back. The Freak in trouble here as Arn Anderson starts trying to take him apart piece by piece and section by section. The Freak escorted towards the Anderson's corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes Ole Anderson on the tag. A kick to the ribs from Ole to the Freak. Goes behind, has the Freak up. Big time atomic drop tonight. Bobby Heenan just could not help himself. There's the chair brought into the ring. Not like the Andersons need it. They seem to be doing pretty good all by them damn selves. All the way up. A driving knee into the chest from Ole Anderson to the Freak. Ole rounds up the Freak. Head first into the turnbuckle he goes. Here comes Double A on the tag, and here comes a double team from the Andersons. The Freak whipped to the ropes. Big time back body drop. As Double A assumes control of the match for his team, there's a stomp to the Freak. Arn Anderson repaying the favor with a knee to the arm. Here's a cover. 1. Wild Thing right there to keep it to a 1. Double A goes after him. He turns his focus back to the Freak. Laid out center ring as Double A misses big time with the diving elbow. The Freak makes him pay with an elbow to the back of the head. Kick to the midsection from the Freak. Locks up Double A. Takes him to the corner, smashes his head into the turnbuckle. Here comes the Wild Thing, and here comes the double team from the Psychedelics. There's a shot to the ribs. for Double A, Arn Anderson. Whip to the ropes. Wild Thing nails him with an elbow. And man, this one's been going on for some time. Still no sign of a winner. Wild Thing lines it up with a series of shots and a side suplex to Double A. Arn Anderson rounded up again. The Wild Thing catches some elbows to the midsection from Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson locks him up. Has him all the way up. The power of Double A. Military press slam from Arn Anderson. A hard right. The Wild Thing resisting an attempted bear hug with a series of rights. Locks up Double A. Winds up the arm. A little do the hustle here. And there's a neck breaker for Arn Anderson. Double A in trouble. Wild Thing smelling blood in the water here. Winds him up. Gets the hold of, tucked under the, what a beautiful suplex from the Wild Thing, Wayne Tague. Here's a cover, but too close to the Anderson's corner. Ole right there to break up the pin again. Tags the Wild Thing with a forearm. Wild Thing goes back to Double A. Misses with the leg drop. Arn Anderson with a running bulldog. That busts open the Wild Thing. The Freak brought in on the tag. Oh man, this one's been a crazy ride. A dodge and a jab from the Freak. Double A whip to the ropes. The Freak gathers him up for the scoop slam, but neck breaker from Arn Anderson. Here comes Ole Anderson on the tag. With less than 5 minutes to go here. Ole rounded up by the Freak into a scoop slam. The Freak beats it out of town, turns it over to Wild Thing, Wayne Tague. What a ride this one's been so far. The Wild Thing whips Ole to the corner. Tags him with a beautiful right. Ole misses with the clothesline, catches a running spear from the Wild Thing. Wild Thing makes his way all the way topside. Arn Anderson trying to prevent. Wild Thing changes his mind on the high-risk maneuver. Tags in the Freak instead. The Freak decides he's going to try it instead. All the way up on the top turnbuckle where Wild Thing was, and Arn Anderson right there to spoil the party. Drops him off the turnbuckle. Ole delivers a kick to the gut. The Freak whip to the far right corner. Here's a charge. Here's a clothesline. Down goes the Freak. And Ole Anderson drives a knee into the arm of the Freak. We are rapidly running out of time here. Something has got to give sooner or later, man. Discus punch from Ole Anderson. Ole rounds up the Freak, spins him around with the right. Gets him into a sleeper hold. This could be the end right here. Nope, Wild Thing Wayne Tague right there to spoil the party. Ole Anderson shows him the outside. Returns his attention back to the Freak. Rounds him up. Escorts him towards his team's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle goes the Freak. Here's the tag to Double A. And here comes the double team from the Andersons, and the Freak catches a big time back body drop as Arn Anderson stalks the Freak here. Kick to the gut. Gets a hold of him for the DDT, but no. The Freak says, no, you don't. Arn Anderson counters with a jab, gets a hold of the Freak, has him up. Ooh, low shot to the store. Here's a cover from Arn. 1, 2, 3, and I guess that shot to the store did the trick. The Andersons picking up a win here by pinfall.
The time was 17 minutes and 37 seconds. Your winners by pinfall are Double Anderson.
Well, how about this? The Andersons, Arn and Ole, picking up a rare, and I do mean rare, upset win over the Freak and the Wild Thing Wayne Tague in this non-title tag matchup. And Arn and Ole Anderson certainly brought it. And the Freak and the Wild Thing got no alibi. Ladies and gentlemen, that takes care of the first hour of tonight's RWL Sn Rl. We'll be back with a huge, and I do mean huge, second half. Don't you dare miss it. We'll be back in just a minute after this brief intermission.